Two people can have the exact same talents, yet experience completely different lives. Why does this happen? One person expects success, notices opportunities, and keeps moving forward. Another expects failure, focuses on obstacles, and repeatedly falls into the same patterns. According to Joseph Murphy's book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, the difference often begins with the thoughts and beliefs stored deep within the mind. The central message of the book is simple. Your subconscious mind strongly influences your habits, emotions, decisions, and expectations. When you repeatedly impress an idea upon it, that idea can begin shaping the way you behave and experience life. In this summary, we will explore how the subconscious mind works, how beliefs affect results, and how you can use constructive thinking, visualization, and repetition to create positive change. Let's begin. Your mind can be understood as having two main levels: the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is the part you use to think, analyze, compare, choose, and make decisions. It is active when you solve a problem, plan your day, or decide what to believe. The subconscious mind operates beneath that surface. It stores memories, emotional associations, habits, expectations, and deeply accepted beliefs. The conscious mind may be compared to a gardener, while the subconscious mind is the soil. The gardener chooses which seeds to plant. The soil does not argue with those seeds. It simply supports whatever has been planted and repeatedly nourished. In the same way, your subconscious mind tends to accept the ideas that you repeatedly think about, especially when those ideas are connected with strong emotion. If you constantly tell yourself, "I always fail," "I am not capable," or "nothing ever works for me," those ideas can become deeply rooted beliefs. Once accepted, they may influence your confidence, your actions, and the opportunities you notice. But the opposite is also possible. When you repeatedly focus on constructive ideas such as confidence, improvement, health, patience, or possibility, you begin training your mind to support those qualities. This does not mean that every positive thought instantly becomes reality. It means that repeated beliefs can influence your behavior, your emotional state, and the direction of your life. One of the most important lessons in the book is that the subconscious mind responds strongly to repetition. A single encouraging thought may have little effect if it is followed by hours of fear and self-criticism. But an idea repeated calmly and consistently can gradually become more familiar and believable. This is why affirmations are often used. An affirmation is a short, constructive statement repeated to direct the mind toward a healthier belief. For example, "I am becoming calmer and more confident. I handle challenges with patience and intelligence. Every day I am improving my habits." The statement should not feel like an argument with yourself. If you repeat something that feels completely unbelievable, your conscious mind may immediately reject it. A more natural statement, such as "every day I am becoming more confident," may be easier to accept than "I have unlimited confidence." The purpose is not to pretend that difficulties do not exist. The purpose is to stop reinforcing the very beliefs that keep those difficulties alive. Another major technique described in the book is visualization. Visualization means creating a clear mental picture of the result you want to experience. Suppose you are preparing for an important presentation. Instead of repeatedly imagining embarrassment or failure, you can close your eyes and picture yourself speaking clearly, breathing calmly, and completing the presentation successfully. Try to feel the relief and satisfaction you would experience after doing well. This mental rehearsal can reduce fear and help your behavior become more aligned with the desired result. Athletes, speakers, performers, and professionals often use similar forms of mental practice. The book emphasizes that emotion gives mental images greater power. A thought repeated without feeling may remain weak. But when an idea is combined with confidence, gratitude, relief, or expectation, it can make a stronger impression on the subconscious mind. That is why it can be useful to imagine not only what success looks like, but also what it feels like. What would you feel if the problem were solved? What would change in your posture, your breathing, and your daily behavior? The more natural and emotionally believable the image becomes, the more effectively it can influence your mindset. The period before sleep is especially important. As the body relaxes and the conscious mind becomes quieter, the subconscious may become more receptive to suggestion. Instead of ending the day by replaying every mistake, argument, or fear, Joseph Murphy recommends filling the mind with calm and constructive ideas. Before sleeping, you might repeat, "I have done what I can today. My mind is calm. Tomorrow, I will see this situation more clearly." You may also visualize a peaceful outcome or imagine yourself handling tomorrow's responsibilities successfully. This simple practice can influence your mood when you wake up and reduce the habit of carrying anxiety into sleep. The book also explores the relationship between the mind and the body. Stressful thoughts can produce real physical reactions. Fear may increase the heartbeat. Anxiety may disturb sleep. Anger may create muscle tension. In contrast, relaxation, hope, and feelings of safety can help the body settle. The book presents many stories of people who believed that mental and spiritual practices supported their recovery. However, these ideas should not replace professional medical care. Constructive thinking can support emotional well-being and healthy behavior, but serious physical or mental health conditions should be treated by qualified professionals. Another powerful lesson concerns fear. Many fears are strengthened by repeated mental rehearsal. A person who fears public speaking may repeatedly picture forgetting every word, being judged, or looking foolish. Without realizing it, the person is practicing failure in the imagination. The book suggests reversing this process. Face the fear gradually while mentally rehearsing calm and successful action. If you fear speaking, begin by imagining yourself speaking to a small, supportive audience. Then take small, real-world steps. Confidence grows through both constructive mental practice and repeated experience. The goal is not to eliminate every uncomfortable feeling before acting. The goal is to stop treating fear as proof that you cannot succeed. The book also warns against negative suggestions from other people. Throughout life, people may tell you that you are not talented enough, not intelligent enough, too old, too young, or unlikely to succeed. You cannot always control what others say, but you can decide whether their opinions become your beliefs. Before accepting a statement, ask, "Is this objectively true? Is this useful? Does this belief help me grow?" Your conscious mind acts as a gatekeeper. It has the ability to examine ideas before allowing them to become deeply accepted. This is why awareness is so important. You cannot change a damaging pattern until you notice it. Pay attention to repeated thoughts such as, "I cannot handle this. I always make mistakes. People never respect me." Once noticed, replace them with thoughts that are realistic and constructive. "I can handle this one step at a time. Mistakes help me improve. I can communicate clearly and set healthy boundaries." The book also connects forgiveness with mental freedom. Holding resentment keeps the mind emotionally connected to the person or event that caused pain. Forgiveness does not mean approving harmful behavior or allowing it to continue. It means choosing not to repeatedly poison your own mind with anger. You can establish boundaries, learn from the experience, and still release the desire to mentally relive it every day. The book encourages readers to wish peace for themselves and others. This practice is not mainly about changing another person. It is about protecting your own inner state. Another key idea is to focus on the result rather than constantly focusing on the problem. When people face difficulty, they often repeat the problem in their minds. There is no solution. I will never get through this. Everything is going wrong. This creates more tension and may limit creative thinking. Instead, calmly direct the mind toward questions such as, what is the next useful step? What would a good solution look like? Who can help me? What can I learn from this? The subconscious mind often continues processing questions even when conscious attention moves elsewhere. Many people experience an idea suddenly appearing while walking, resting, showering, or waking from sleep. For this reason, the book recommends clearly presenting the problem to the mind, then relaxing instead of forcing an immediate answer. The message is not to sit still and wait for miracles. You must still take practical action, but action becomes more effective when it is supported by confidence, clarity, and constructive expectation. So, how can you apply the ideas from this book? First, identify one belief that may be limiting you. Perhaps you believe that you are bad with money, unable to stay disciplined, or naturally anxious. Second, create a healthier replacement belief. Make it positive, realistic, and focused on growth. For example, I am learning to manage money wisely. I am becoming more disciplined through small daily actions. I can calm my mind and respond thoughtfully. Third, repeat the new belief regularly, especially after waking and before sleeping. Fourth, visualize yourself behaving according to that belief. Finally, take one small action that supports it. Thought without action can become fantasy. Action without constructive belief can feel like a constant struggle. The greatest progress happens when belief and behavior work together. The power of your subconscious mind teaches that your repeated inner conversations matter. The thoughts you accept influence what you expect. What you expect influences how you feel. How you feel influences how you act. And repeated actions gradually shape your life. You may not control every circumstance, every person, or every event, but you can become more intentional about the ideas you repeatedly plant in your mind. Choose thoughts that support courage rather than fear. Choose progress rather than perfection. Choose patience rather than self-condemnation. And remember, lasting change rarely comes from one dramatic moment. It comes from repeatedly directing your mind and behavior toward the person you want to become. Begin with one belief. Repeat it calmly. Visualize it clearly. Support it with action. Over time, a healthier inner pattern can become a healthier way of living. That is the central message of the power of your subconscious mind. If you found this summary helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments, what belief would you like to change starting today? Thank you for listening.